everybody, and welcome to 442. I got Shakes, Rampedi, and I got Oliver Keohane. The amount that we know about the PSL, me and Oliver, you could write on the back of a matchbox. That's why we've got the esteemed Shakes in the house to give us some guide on. I can't even pronounce the name of the first team playing, Shakes. It's SuperSport United playing Makuma Matata.
It just say Chakuma or TTM. That's what people. It's Venda, so not everybody can say that name.
Chakuma Matata.
That's brother, stick it to Chakuma, but yeah, that game is very interesting because they're going up against SuperSport, and Chakuma actually a couple of days back announced the number of signings that they made. They've made over 20 signings. And they've announced them just 2 days back, and this game kicks off tomorrow. And you sort of think of how much time do they have to gel together. I don't think they have enough time. Whereas SuperSport, on the other hand, have had time to work within themselves. They've had players who've been nominated for awards from last season's performances. And SuperSport, I think for me, takes this one for sure against Chakuma. They've just been, actually Chakuma, for people who don't know, they are the team that bought the status of Bidvest Bits. So this.
Oh yes, and they went straight into
They what?
So they bought the status of it. So in the PSL, MoneyMan and MoneyBoy, if you guys have enough money to blow, you guys can acquire a status within the top division or within South African football as well. You can create a team, register them, and you can buy the license, the status of a team. So if I wanted to, so that I could make the example easier, if my team was Kansop playing in League One and we wanted to play within the Premier League, when we went to Everton, and we said, hey, we would like to buy your, and we negotiate an amount, they say yes, Premier League approves it. Once I get that status, I'm allowed to do with that status what I please. So I can change the name. I can also try and approve to change the location where I would like to play. So that's what Chakuma did with Wits.
Who backs them? Do you know, Shakes? I mean, if they're buying 20 players and they bought their way into the Premier League, there must be some money behind them. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know. The guy's name is his name is Lawrence. I forgot his surname, but his name is Lawrence something. He is a businessman. He does own the club, or he is the chairman of the club. He's got various businesses as well. But this happens quite a lot. They're not the only team that actually bought status. There's also TS Galaxy who bought status as well. So it's very interesting. This happens quite a lot.
Okay. Learn something every day. So they're not the name shouldn't fool us. I mean, they've got some quality in that team, and it's okay. So at least I'm a bit more educated.
Shakes on.
Yeah, no. The funny part is, so his name is Masala Malaudzi. So that's Lawrence Masala Malaudzi, and they bought some good players. The only problem is that you've announced them with like 2 days to go till match day. So how much training do they do? How much, it's going to take a lot to sort of put that together.
For sure. And SuperSport are a pretty formidable side, aren't they?
Yeah. Sport is like they're always in the top four, or they've always battled to be within the top 4, top 5. That they're a very decent team as well.
Cool. Shakes, when we were chatting off screen, you just said that for the City Pirates game, it could potentially go either way. Do you think there's value there than betting on Cape Town City, who are 4.27?
Yeah, those odds, I won't lie to you, Money Boy, those odds look very good. At 4.27, that could potentially happen. And if you look back at last season, when towards the end of the season, Cape Town City had impressive form where they were winning a lot of their games within the buyer bubble. So they were in a buyer bubble, all of the teams, and they were winning the remaining games. I think they only lost 1 or 2 of 7 games. So now the thing is with Cape Town City is they've just lost their top goal scorer to Mamelodi Sundowns. Okay. So they've definitely lost goals within them, but that I still do feel there is some goals with certain players. Could Cape Town City manage a win? I know they could cause Orlando Pirates problems, but because they lost their top goal scorer, I think Orlando Pirates, for me, edges it just a little bit.
Yeah, I can't counter that. Kaizer Chiefs, probably the biggest brand in South African soccer, unless I'm wrong, against Maritzburg United. Also, not bad. I mean, Kaizer Chiefs are also a brand that travels well. They're known throughout the world. Tell me about Kaizer Chiefs and upcoming game against Maritzburg. Where would you advise people to put their money here?
Yeah, so now Kaizer Chiefs, on the other hand, unfortunately, because they're still under a transfer ban from a player that they acquired, I think, last year or the year before. So they're still under a transfer ban for that, and they've appealed it, and they're still waiting for the appeal to be whether they can go buy players or they can't. So this whole time since the league has ended, Kaizer Chiefs has not been able to buy any player at all. Whereas other teams, Pirates have bought players, Sundowns have bought players, Cape Town City have bought players, Maritzburg United have bought players too. So that they're being left behind with a lot of good players, especially who left Wits, by the way, going to other teams. And the one good signing Kaizer Chiefs did make, that they were allowed to make, was Gavin Hunt. So Gavin Hunt was a very good signing.
Where's he playing?
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Gavin Hunt,
I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding.
he plays on the bench. He plays on the bench.
He's
He's a coach.
he used to coach Bafana, didn't he?
No. He actually never actually coached Bafana, funny enough. He coached SuperSport United, winning the league 3 times in a row with them. And he also won the league with Wits. And now he's at Kaizer Chiefs. And Kaizer Chiefs still have some decent players, despite not being able to buy anyone. But they've got a tactician as well who can try win this game. Maritzburg United as well, they've given Chiefs trouble every single time that they met. And I'd actually think a draw would happen within this game. So I do think this game will seep into extra time. And the odds for a draw is 3.08.
Where's Gavin Hunt had his success, Shakes?
At SuperSport United, he won 3 league titles there, and then he moved on to Wits afterwards. And he's won a league with Wits, and he's won a couple of cups with Wits as well, winning the Telkom Knockout and as well as the Nedbank Cup as well.
Okay, so he's quite an accomplished coach, eh?
Yeah, no, very, very accomplished. This is now that Peter Mosmane has left to go to Egypt, Gavin Hunt currently stands as the best coach within South Africa for sure.
Okay. And Sundowns, that's Patrice Motsepe's team.
Yeah,
Take on Bloemfontein Celtic.
Yeah, this is the
money team.
There we go. There we go. You see, this is where financial muscle is massive, and they've proved it by buying a lot of players. They've bought players from practically.
If there's financial muscle, then Patrice Motsepe must be the Arnold Schwarzenegger of the Premier League.
There we go. It actually might be because of the signings that they made. So they've bought practically 12 players, I think, and each player is a good player. So they got like a player from this club that was probably the best player there, and the best player there, and the best player at SuperSport, and the best player at Cape Town City, and the best player. So they've bought like a lot of good players. The only problem is that they've got so many players that you think, how are they going to make it work? And also they've done so there's 3 head coaches, by the way, or 2 head coaches and 1 senior coach. I have to get it right before they come after us here. So 2 head coaches and 1 senior head coach. But
That sounds strange. Have you ever seen that work in any other setup, Shakes? I haven't.
Yeah, and it's very brand new, and we've not seen it before. So just to even give you context for you guys to understand, it's almost like you have Pep Guardiola, you have Jurgen Klopp, and you have Jose Mourinho as the senior coach at one club.
How would you ever get anybody else's ego in the same room with Jose Mourinho? I'd never know. But
You'd storm out.
I get your point. It's the same in business. I've never seen. No one ever appoints 2 CEOs it doesn't work. But let's see. Maybe this is the one time it does work.
So Shakes, could you run us through if you had to give a score prediction for each of the 4 games?
Okay, so each of the 4 games, I think the first one, I would say SuperSport wins that one. I'd say 2-1 to SuperSport. Next game, Orlando Pirates against Cape Town City, I actually would say 3-2 to Orlando Pirates. And then the next game, Kaizer Chiefs against Maritzburg United. I think this will go all the way into extra time. So within 90 minutes, I will probably would say 1-1, and it seeps into extra time. And then I think Kaizer Chiefs will go on to win it either on penalties or win it within extra time. And then the last game would be Sundowns up against Celtic. Based on quality on paper, Sundowns should win this game 5-0 from the quality that they have. But I think I'm going to go with Sundowns to win this one 2-1.
Okay.
Well, Shakes, thanks for the education. Really looking forward to getting into and understanding the PSL this year. And always appreciate your insights, my friend.
It's very interesting, this league. You guys are going to learn a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, it should be the league where you start to overtake me on the leaderboard for Generation XYZ.
I've been waiting for this.
I know you. I've seen you licking your chops. Well, fantastic, man. Well, good luck with all your bets sorry, Shakes. Good luck with all your bets this weekend, and have a lekker weekend, bud.
Awesome stuff. Take care, guys. Yeah.
Thanks.
Shakes.
Cheers, man.